do you follow Garfield Scott, guys? All right. I only have 5 minutes, so I'm going to try and get through this. So good evening. By a round of applause, how many of you are proud to be a Tennessee Democrat? How many? Yeah. So some of you may know my story. For those of you who are seeing me for the first time, hi, my name is Allie Phillips, and I'm your Democratic candidate for the Tennessee House of Representatives in District 75. I'm 29 years old, and I'm a daughter, a sister, a wife, and a mother. I grew up in Ashland City, not too far from here, and I spent a lot of my childhood in the Sango area. In fact, I had many birthday parties at the skating rink, which you may know is now called the Emerald. Yeah, I dated myself. Okay, after getting married, I knew Clarksville was where I wanted to raise my daughter and expand my family. We found a home in a wonderful neighborhood, and we were beyond excited to learn I was pregnant shortly after we moved in. We were having a little girl, and we named her Miley Rose. Everything was fine until I arrived to my 19-week routine anatomy scan, where I was told there were multiple fetal anomalies. My doctor referred us over to a specialist, where we were given the worst news possible. Miley was deemed incompatible with life in and out of the womb. So now I was faced with the decision of continuing my pregnancy but putting my life at risk, or choosing to terminate but not qualifying for Tennessee's Life of the Mother exception. Ultimately, it came down to me needing to live for my living daughter that's here. After starting a GoFundMe online to flee the state for health care, I arrived at a New York City clinic alone last year. Once inside, I learned that Miley's heart had already stopped beating, and I was now at risk of going septic. My abortion was done within that hour. It was the most traumatizing experience of my life, but since I've been back, I joined a lawsuit with the Center for Reproductive Rights to sue Tennessee for their ban. And I announced my candidacy. Though my story is what's front and center on the news, it does not define me. My story is not rare, as 1 in 4 women will have an abortion by the age of 45. But the truth is, this is what our Republican lawmakers do when they think their seats are safe. When the people who are supposed to represent us don't think we'll hold them accountable, they take away the care we need: abortions, contraceptives, even IVF. They make laws that criminalize doctors for providing care to their patients or anyone who helps a minor across state lines. They will continue to enact a war on women because they think their seats are safe. And that's not all. They come for all the systems that keep working families afloat, like our public schools. Just this week, Governor Bill Lee announced his voucher scam died. That's because of you. Yeah. We should be investing public dollars into public schools and not private entities. But all we've gotten are vouchers and bills to ban pride flags because the people who represent us think their seats are safe. While on the topic of systems that keep working families afloat, instead of helping out families who can barely afford rent, groceries, or childcare, they vote against universal pre-K and cutting the grocery tax while giving unknown corporations billions of dollars in refunds and tax breaks. Where's our tax breaks?
Exactly.
The GOP has convinced themselves that allowing teachers to be armed in our schools will in return make our children safer. We should not have to fear sending our kids to school day after day, not knowing if they're going to come home. Covenant moms shouldn't have to sit at the Capitol day in and day out, begging for change with their children's funerals still fresh in their minds. But this is what we get when the GOP feels safe in their seats. And they don't care for the people who serve our communities, especially our veterans. We have VA benefits taking months to receive, and we have veterans going homeless and hungry in Tennessee. That is not how we treat the men and women who served and fought for our freedoms. But if our leaders don't think they have to answer to us, they won't listen and they won't learn. If we want things to change, we have to show the leaders in power that we have the power to change who is leading us. Because as long as they think they're immune to democracy, they'll keep on starving our working families, taking control over our bodies, forcing guns into our schools, telling immigrants, LGBTQ, and people of color that they're not welcome. And they'll keep going up until the moment that we teach them that their actions have consequences. And that if you, and that if you don't represent what real Tennesseans believe in, you are not going to be representing us much longer. I'm Allie Phillips, and I'm asking you to join me by knocking doors, making calls, donating, and showing up to vote out every Republican lawmaker so we can make 2024 the year of mess around and find out in Tennessee.